Here we go. Thank you.
Got it.
Hi, folks. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. Happy New Year. And that gentleman out there is?
Jay Silverman here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, we caught Jay just before it got too hot in Phoenix because, it's Phoenix. But Jay and I, we're so excited about tasting and dissecting this brand new offering. It's brand new Sotol on the market. It's called Chihuahuan Desert Sotol. And as you can see, I have had some of it. I have not told Jason why or what I thought, but look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the bubbles on that thing.
No kidding. So, and for once, I have not broken the seal on this.
Yeah, right.
Waited patiently.
I was actually begged, and I'll tell you why. As we get into it. But we're just gonna pour the juice. Then we'll give you all the ins and outs, the stats, the stories. It's getting a lot of ink right now on the three owners that are making this in Marfa, Texas. Which is, I believe, West Texas, if I'm not mistaken. I've never been there. I wanted to. I never got a chance to go. So
looks like a cool town.
Yeah, it's like an artist colony, from what I understand, and they actually have a Sotol. They actually have an agave spirit festival. I think in April, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I looked into that. But anyway, I'm excited. I'm going to use my Stasel Jarrito for mezcal and for higher proofs. To be honest, this thing here is it is at a higher proof. It's at 90. Okay, so
right. Nice.
It's a screw top. It's just a plain bottle. Nice nice label. I like the authenticity, the kind of antiquity look to it.
Still made in Mexico, but bottled in Texas.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll get into the ins and outs on how that. So I'm going to pour me a sample. Do you got your glass? Or are you going to use a copita, right?
Well, so the folks at Marfa Spirit Company, the Marfa Spirit Company, sent me this nice copita, clay copita, which is beautiful. So I figured I'd give that a shot.
Okay. All right.
If not, I have a Glencairn glass, so I can check the color. Maybe do both.
Well,
Here, take a look first, and then pour it in my copita.
Right. So this,
I'm extra like that.
So here's the deal with the Marfa Spirit Company. Okay. First of all, my lighting here is not the best, but it even looks better on camera. Holy cow.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it's wow. It's green. It's vegetal. It's Sotol, man. For those of you who have never had it, if you live in the Southwest, it tends to be very popular there. My first taste of it was from the Hawkes family.
Yes.
That at the time had the brand called Don Cuco, which was the patriarch of the family. And the family itself has the first official license to export Sotol into the United States, and they have it on record. So this family is what is it? Is it 6 generations?
Yeah, 6 generations. Wow, they've been doing it for a few hundred years.
Yeah. So they're it runs in their family. This is and I'll tell you a little bit more about it. But right now, I just want to describe the nose. It smells like the desert. It smells earthy. It smells vegetal. What are you getting? What are you getting on your Glencairn?
I immediately noticed that when I poured into the copita, the aromas were muted. So I went back to the Glencairn because it's going to just do a better job of giving me the real truth. But I was going to say, like, we've had the opportunity to meet some of the, I would say Jacques, the
Careful.
family, back in New Mexico in 2011 with the New Mexico International Tequila Tasting Experience. That was an amazing experience. It really was.
I'm so glad you guys had a lot of fun because
you were running around conducting the event.
Yeah, it was.
We had a great time.
Yeah, you guys all had a great time. You guys didn't see the disaster that was in the background.
Oh no, it came off brilliantly. We met some people that known for a long time since then. Great bartenders and tequila drinkers and Sotol aficionados from around the country and the world. It was amazing.
There were a lot of friendships and ties that were forged during
A few late nights too.
Yeah, and some really great agave spirits we were sharing, and one of those was with the Hawkes family. The legs and tears on this is just beautiful. If you're not familiar with Sotol, for those of you living in New Mexico, you may see it in El Paso. There's a line called Don Cuco Sotol, which was my opening to this family and to this beautiful spirit. And if you've ever lived in the Southwest, and Jason can attest to this, you can smell rain before it hits the ground, right?
Yeah.
And Sotol will give you that feeling, that smell, that aroma. It smells like wet earth.
You
like
probably
rainy.
smell it from the high desert, you know, and
Yes.
then it gets down to the valley. Or if you go further up, it's you can go into the desert. I drove out to the desert proper. You know, it takes like 30 minutes from where I live in Tempe, next to Phoenix, and I can get to like some really nice desert state parks in like 30-35 minutes.
Yes.
And
and everything's within driving distance in your area. But this is, oh man, the legs and tears on this is thick. It looks like it's going to be a great mouthfeel.
But yeah, so these guys have an amazing history with Sotol. So I definitely have like a high expectation, and the aroma does not disappoint so far. It's like, you know, chock full of flavor and
by the way, virtually no alcohol, even at 90 proof. So let's dive in, shall we, and see what we taste.
Mm.
Oh my. Wow.
Quite drinkable for the higher proof, you know?
Yeah. It was interesting because when I first had Don Cuco Sotol, I believe it came in at 90 proof, something like this. During that event that Jason was mentioning just a little while ago, our event, my old event, the master distiller, his name is Jacob Hawkes, Jacobo Hawkes, comes from a long line of sotoleros, and he brought a vintage bottle of Don Cuco Sotol at a higher proof. Remember that? And it floored us because it was from their like archives.
Was it a Blanco or was it aged?
No, it wasn't aged. They've rarely.
They do a very nice reposado as well. It's like,
right.
It's very unique.
Right.
I've had a bottle of that. I've been like savoring for years.
Hoarding it, right?
Yeah.
Mine are all gone, man. I've enjoyed it. And so anyway, the master distiller of this Chihuahua Desert Sotol is Jacob Hawkes. So they went to the source, and what happens is in Marfa, they have built a distillery, and I can read you more information on that shortly, but I just want to get back into the flavor notes and the tasting. It is divine. And like Jason said, it's drinkable.
It's drinkable, and it has a really classic Sotol profile, but it's like souped up. It's like a turbo version because it has the minerality and the green vegetal flavor, but it's like really refined and well made. So this is definitely like, you know, something they've been working on, you know, the finer details. I think they're probably, you know,
you can't go wrong
coming out of the gate running with this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure,
or whatever the expression is.
Let me yeah, I know. Let me taste one more time. That was just on my first pass, just to see what I got. I got some wet cement. I got earth. I got everything I expected out of a great Sotol. I mean, it's all plant, folks. It's
like one bite. Everyone knows the rules.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we got to go in for a few more.
Sure, sips. Let's do it one more time.
Oh, the viscosity is wonderful too. It's really pleasant. Try it.
Yes, the mouthfeel, great
Crystal
structure.
Clear. Yeah,
lots of character. Now, as I get deeper in, there's just a hint of smoke. It's not super smoky.
Yeah.
And Sotols by and large don't tend to be smoky. Mezcals are, even though Sotols are basically pit roasted.
The Dazzlerion, I feel like I'm getting better at saying that. But
Dazzlerion, is that it's Dazzlerion Wheelery or Texanum? Because
Wheelery.
I think it's Wheelery, yeah. Because there is a strain of the plant that is from Texas.
Yeah, in Arizona you see that too. But is the one in Texas? Does it have its own designation?
It has its own. It's considered Dazzlerion Texanum, so it's from Texas. And I will tell you, for those of you who are tequila nuts and you're looking, or you're really heavy into mezcals and you are looking for terroir, okay, you're looking for the plant, where it comes from, the characteristics of where it grows. I think Sotol, for me, the Dazzlerion plant, really embodies the area that it's grown in. Okay, because
are you saying you can tell the difference with the Texas?
Yes,
Sotol from Texas, because I've seen a few Sotol from Texas, entering the market, and I was, it definitely raises your eyebrows when you make a really traditional Mexican spirit in the U.S. It's always going to create a few waves, right?
Well, there's only one company that professes to be doing that, and they call themselves Desert Door.
Desert Door, yeah.
Yeah, and they have nothing to do with authenticity. Okay, they're more modern. They use autoclaves. They don't pit roast. I have never had their Sotol. I've asked for samples several.
I didn't know they use autoclaves. That's a lot different than the Sotol. Similar, usually closer to a mezcal roasting process, and then you need so many plants. I don't want to say agaves, but the Dazzlerion, you need so many of them to get a yield of any liquid of any substantial amount.
Well, luckily the plant itself is, if it's harvested old enough, you get one bottle per plant. So I know that I have samples that were sent to me of a Texas Sotol from Genius Liquids, and it was done in the authentic way, in the artisanal way. And I have not sampled those yet. I will do a separate video on that probably within the next few weeks. But I just want to sing the praises of this thing. I don't, it's Jacob and those guys. Let me read you a little bit more about the information, just to give you some background. The Marfa Spirit Company launches first product and opens a tasting room in Marfa, Texas. Okay, this was October 7th last year, 2021. They launched it the fourth quarter of last year. They launched their debut product, Chihuahua Desert Sotol, and the opening of their tasting room in Marfa, Texas. It is the first and only distillery in Marfa, the contemporary art mecca of the U.S., founded by entrepreneurs Josh Shepard, Seth Siegel Gardner, and Morgan Weber. And you can see more about those gentlemen. They're beginning a lot of press lately in magazines in Texas and all over. Okay, spirit magazines as well. The launching tomorrow in collaboration with Sotol Don Celso and Master Sotolero Jacobo Jaques, or Jacob Jaques, and they're located in Janos, Mexico, Janos, Chihuahua, which is really
the capital of the Sotol production.
Right, exactly. You can do it in 2 more states as well, but this one is indicative of Chihuahua Sotol.
Marfa is fascinating. I've never been there, but it seems like you take a little bit of Wynwood from Miami and a little bit of Brooklyn and throw it in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
it's like driving down the highway. You see nothing and nothing and nothing, and then all of a sudden, boom! You find this little cool, really little town with all this extremely cool stuff, like I don't know, high end Gucci store or something, and then it's and then you leave and you go back out in the middle of nowhere. But with the galleries and the distilleries too, now it's probably bigger than. I'm gonna have to make a trip out there. I wonder how far it is from Route 66.
I don't know. They said they use, of course, they're sustainable. near and dear to the founders' hearts. They're doing this right. Those three guys, I don't know how they found Jacob. I'm going to have Jacob on one of our open bars. He has the reason, in fact, the reason that I have snuck a few of the swallows is because Jacob and I are really good friends.
Here we go.
And yeah,
now we find out the truth.
Well, and what happened was I texted him when I finally got a sample from the PR company, because Jason got his first.
I got a while ago. Yeah, they may have gotten yours delayed in the mail a little bit, but
yeah, well, you know, in the middle of pandemic and the after effects, the ripples of pandemic.
You're lucky you got it at all, Mike.
You know, yeah, you know,
I can't. Some of the tequilas I've been getting really backlogged on some of the more popular tequilas. I've been working as a bar manager at a new, wonderful Mexican restaurant in Phoenix now called Chantico, and some of the best stuff. We actually have a flight called the Bar's Favorites. Some of the best stuff I can't get in. It's impossible, especially through the holidays and the supply chain thing.
Yeah, the supply chain. Really, everybody needs glass. Nobody's got corks anymore, you know, and the supply chain thing has been a nightmare for a lot of startup brands. So please be, you know, be wary of that. Be patient. It's happening all over to everybody. Okay, so when I finally got my sample, I texted Jacob and I said, "Hey, buddy, I got this stuff." He goes, "What do you think?" So I had to break into it, you know, which is what I don't do. First of all, I don't have time. But when
you can make an exception once in a while, it's all right.
Well, yeah. Well, when a friend says, "Hey, tell me what you think," you know, and he and I had a conversation late last year where he said, you know, I'm doing this project with the Marfa Spirit Company, and I want you to have a sample. I want you to tell me what you think. Did I do the right thing? Oh, bro, I'm here to tell you, you hit a home run. And I texted him right back. I said, man, you have upped the bar. This is the, and I said this with Don Cuco years ago, and I'll go on record and saying it again, that all other sotols should be compared and ranked to this one first, because there is something special about the Hacas family. There's something about the way they distill and their intention behind it. Everything they touch, and there's not a whole lot of. They also produce Por Siempre, which you may have seen in stores for a while. Don Cuco you don't see very much anymore, unless you're in some.
I think the brand dissolved them. No.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask Jacob. I will have him on our open bar soon, and you'll be able to see that. And he's just, the family is so special to us. His sister is the CEO of the company as well, of the Don Celso company. And
I have noticed, like, Sotol in general has really made some progress as a category. It's definitely gotten out there like way more over the last 3-4 years.
You and I,
I mean, I'm fortunate to be in Arizona, but I think it's getting around everywhere. Mexican restaurants are serving Sotol. It's almost expected nowadays.
Yeah.
In places like, New York, DC, California, wherever, but there have gotten definitely the category, the spirit Sotol has definitely gotten way more well known. When we first started doing Sotol tastings, it was really unheard of. So it's been making progress.
And the funny thing is that in eastern Arizona, the popularity, the moonshine primarily is Bacanora. So even in Arizona, it's a little bit different because it's not something that they're historically used to getting. The Sotol is more New Mexico, West Texas, of course, Chihuahua, and then in Durango and one other state that escapes me right now, Michoacan, I think. And they use different plants. It's not just Dasylirion Wheelery. Some of them are using a Dasylirion. I can't even pronounce some of these. And we fortunately, Jason and I have had some really good Sotols last year. Sotol Salvaje was one of our favorites last year. Brand of Promise winner. By the way, before I forget, Brand of Promise nominee.
Oh yeah,
Sotol category, hands down. This is This is a keeper, folks. It's Chihuahuan Desert Sotol. I can't say enough about these guys. Go visit them if you're anywhere near Marfa. Go check out the distillery. If you're
I'm very curious. Yeah, I'm very curious to drive through there. It sounds really cool.
The distillery and the tasting room. I want to go. I moved out of Texas, and right when I move out is when stuff starts to happen. So what can I tell you? But we'll be there.
Go back. You forgot your Sotol.
Yeah, I know. But don't forget, folks. This is a keeper.
Cool label too. I like the artwork.
I have an
MSRP. There's a couple stickers and ingredients to make a cocktail too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and Jason will be doing those separately. Hopefully, this is a liter bottle. Okay.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've been through half of it. I mean, it like Jason said, it goes down really easy for a Sotol. It's dangerously easy.
This is like it's like a bottle of Tito's if Tito's were actually really good in agave spirit and
Yeah, I know.
Credibility.
The suggested retail price of this is $48 to $55, folks. That's a steal.
Yeah, that's well worth it.
That's a steal. It belongs. You know what? Jason belongs in your bar, bro. Okay.
Well, now we got to find out if there's a distributor set up in Arizona. I don't know, but if so, we're gonna look for it.
Yeah, well, we have the wherewithal to be able to go back to the PR company and the owners and find out how you can get it into your bar because.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna want to contact them today, and because you've got me wondering because we could be the first one to have it. That's my
everybody wants to be the first.
We were the first ones to have Sotol in New York City. I used to smuggle it in a little bit back then. Well, I just order it from online or something. But
yeah, hey, Jason has the heart of a Sotolero. He's
illegal. Hoops. I jumped through a couple of hoops there.
Oh man!
To stock Sotol back there back in New York in the day, like 2011, 2012.
Yeah. Jeez, what can I tell you, folks? This is it. Chihuahuan Desert Sotol. Go find it. Go get it. If you're watching us on YouTube, leave us a comment down below. Tell us where you're getting it, how much you're paying for it, what you're doing with it, and stick with us because Jason and I are going to come back shortly. Jason's going to create a cocktail right here with the ingredients that they sent you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've seen Sotol Negronis before. This is going to be a souped up version. It's going to be.
I can't wait. So you've been watching
premium.
You've been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks, and also now on Instagram shortly. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. That guy out there is
Jay Silverman in Phoenix, Arizona.
And you've been watching Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. Subscribe, follow us on Instagram, follow Jay on his Instagram. What's your Instagram handle?
It's Jay's Agave, Jays Agave.
There you go. Follow him. And whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely, friends.